Yeah, we rolling, bro.
Are we on?
Yeah, how you doing?
What's going on, B?
This is wild.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start. Man, welcome to the offworld podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. I'm sitting here with Slain.
Yeah, it is.
I don't even know how to describe bro. Like, bro, first of all, bro's a recording artist, entrepreneur, really. Based out of, where are you? But you kind of all over, where are you based out of, really?
I'm an Army brat, so, like, I've been in VA the longest. So, like, my roots and shit is kind of in Virginia, but I've been all over the world, for real. So, I rep VA. But for me, I lived all over the whole state. 804-703-757. So I'm kind of little presence in all the areas and shit. So I'm a big VA rapper.
Yeah, you'll see kind of where you'll see where it fits into his bro's story. But bro came in today with a marijuana plant. It's VA OG #1.
Yeah.
Which is the very first one ever made. Your own strain?
My own strain.
Yeah. So first of all, that's crazy. It's about to be legal on July 1st here. Everybody's already getting their plants ready and shit. So that's a beautiful thing, man. Where does VA OG #1 play into your story, man?
All right, so I left Virginia like 2009 to go to California. Got involved in the cannabis industry and shit.
Yeah.
And from then till now, we've been working to get cannabis legalized across the world for real. But being from Virginia, there's been a fight since 2011. And I had to make the VAOG this year to commemorate, this monumental time in history that we accomplished and shit, so.
Yeah, it's kind of like just a benchmark for the progress. I didn't even know, bro was telling me that you said Virginia was actually the first state to have medical
Virginia
marijuana.
Was the first state to have medical.
Yeah.
So it was in 1979. That's why shit was wild. When I moved to California in 2009, I'm coming from Virginia smoking mid ounces and shit, thinking I'm doing the big type shit, and I get out the West Coast seeing the game. But one of the things my people told me out there when I tried to get into the game, he was like, he asked if I knew certain things and I didn't know certain shit. He was like, if you don't know certain things, nobody in this industry gonna take you serious. I did a little research, hemp in America, cannabis in America, and come to find out, not only is Virginia the first hemp state, because Virginia's the first state. So the settlers, the colonists and shit like that, they grew hemp when they came over. But in 79, scientists at Virginia University, they discovered cannabinoids kill cancer.
In 1979?
79, the law got passed for glaucoma and glaucoma and fucking cancer that you can get cannabis prescribed in the state of Virginia.
Yeah.
So we technically the first cannabis state, and it was our laws that set precedents for California, Oregon, Washington.
Yeah. So is there people actually right now using bud for using weed for cancer research? What's it called? Cancer medicine, right?
Well, here's the issue. The law on the books, it says patients can be prescribed cannabis for cancer and glaucoma. Yeah. Licensed practitioners can't prescribe Schedule I drugs. So they was never able to legally prescribe. So how California got around that law, what they put into their law that said doctors can recommend marijuana,
but not prescribe it.
But they can't prescribe it. So in the state of California, they got around, created a loophole, and we were trying to get Virginia to do the same thing for all these years, and it just took to this point to really get.
So there's actually studies that show like that it really helps with cancer and all that. This
shit is like, and I don't like to tell people it's a wonder drug, but this shit works miracles, bro. There's really no other way to put it. We've run 3 dispensaries. We have a delivery service. We treat lots of patients. I treat lots of ailments. People always call me when they got little issues and stuff, and I'll concoct a little concentrate treatment for
you seen
them.
How High?
Mm-hmm.
With was it Method Man?
Yep, that's my movie.
He had all
right
the
there.
different stuff. He had the
and it's wild, like looking back at that's one of my favorite movies. Looking back at that movie now, just seeing the kind of education that they was trying to push out in that movie alone, and a lot of us didn't get it at the time because it was just part of the stoner culture and shit like that.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Yeah, all that medical shit is real for cancer.
Yeah, in that movie when he was like serious about it. Like he was trying to pursue weed as like a real like pharmaceutical.
He was getting a botany degree.
Yeah,
he was using cannabis.
Yep.
To cure ailments and shit.
That's funny. You remember that part? Remember that one part when he passed it? Like when he passed the class because he had cured that one like itching and shit.
Yep.
I wonder was that like official?
Yeah,
it really helps with that.
Yep. So one thing I should have brought them other. I was about to bring the coconut oil, so I just made some medicated coconut oil. It's one of the products we make. Personally, for me, I can't use like lotion and shit. It just breaks my skin out. So I got to use natural stuff. And the medicated coconut oil works amazing. CBD coconut oil.
Yeah.
When it comes to rashes, I say my mom, she recently, I've seen some pictures you can put out. But my mom, she had got the Moderna shot, and she had a terrible reaction to it.
Yeah, like a rash.
Shit was more than a rash, bro. This shit, it was like being part of the cannabis game too. You learn chemistry and you got to deal with bacteria and viruses and all that shit. But one of the big pushes for us was that cannabis kills COVID, and that's been proven.
Really?
That's been proven as of recent. Not necessarily kills it, but it prevents it from entering into the cells, so
Really?
It can't replicate within your body.
Is there a study that we can like put in the description for that, or?
I'll send you a link on it. I got to refine the study. But my mom, she took the pill. She got the shot. And it took like a week for her symptoms to break out, but she broke out in a full body viral skin infection.
Like some hives or something?
Worse than hives, nigga.
Wow.
It was 3, from what I could see, it was 3 distinct viral communities operating within her body.
I'm not even gonna act like I know what the fuck that means, but
if you know, like when you push it under the microscope and you look at these viruses and bacterias, they have different distinctive characteristics and features the way they move. So it was like different colonies of different kind of shit all over her body. Started from her face and it was moving down.
there's like 3 different things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I made some medicated stuff for her. She government, so she couldn't use no THC stuff, so everything I had to use for her was CBD.
Yeah.
But the places I applied the CBD creams that I made, the healing just happened way faster. She wasn't as inflamed. And when you see these pictures, the shit is crazy. But she wasn't as inflamed, and like I isolated it, like this part of her arm and shit, just to kind of test.
So you got like a before and after pics?
Yeah. And the shit just works amazingly.
Wow, dude.
Eczema, psoriasis, any kind of skin inflammation is like, the science that came out about it is like, the weed be getting the cells too high and they just can't replicate no more. Them niggas be stoned, nigga. And they
just want to chill.
And
they just want to chill. That's funny.
But yes, it's a lot of evidence.
Why sound like?
There's a lot of evidence on the medical side of things.
Yeah.
And I can send you some studies. You can post some links if people want to go read them. I ain't gonna bore them, man.
Yeah, we'll put the studies. I think people want to know, like, even like when you say like, first of all, that's a big statement. COVID, marijuana can prevent COVID. That's a big statement. So we definitely need to see a study on that. You know what I'm saying? But we could jump around a little bit, bro. Like, bro has like a lot of different things he's in. We'll get into all that.
It's a certain receptor that COVID needs to attach to insert the virus into your cell. And what cannabis does, it blocks COVID from attaching to those receptors. But I'll send you the link.
Sounds great.
I'll send you the link so you can see the study. But there's hella studies out there. All of this shit is like university studies. I started doing research with VSU and motherfucking JMU when we started doing our hemp research and our first original cannabis research here in Virginia. So it's a lot of shit out there, but people don't like reading. Yeah. These studies be long as a bitch.
Yeah, that's like, bro. That's what I kind of like. I kind of am trying to get into being like more like scientific with it, because from what I understand, like the scientific community, like it's like it's people don't want you to be right.
Yeah.
So you might post a study about something like, okay, like we're talking about that, and then the job of all the other scientists is to like prove you wrong. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's a peer review community.
Yeah.
But more than that, it's a lot of scientists that's being paid by industry to the whole cannabis causes brain cell damage. All of this shit was lies that was funded by big corporations that were threatened by cannabis and hemp. It took for publications like Playboy in the early 1960s. They had dropped a study. And we all heard the story that cannabis kills your brain cells and make you stupid. So the study that was done to kind of prove that, or they tried to prove that, it was called the Heath Tulane study.
I'm about to say that one more time.
The Heath Tulane study.
Okay.
And what Hef did, a lot of people just think Playboy is about like butt naked bitches and shit, but Playboy was a lifestyle magazine, and they participated in a lot of social activism within their publication. Butt naked bitches, in a sense, at that time was taboo. You know what I'm saying? It was just totally against what you went through in society and shit. So Playboy would publish these studies and things that supported, I guess, alternative lifestyle, if you would.
Yeah.
But the Heath Tulane study, what they did is they hooked up these motherfucking monkeys to these gas masks. And for 5 minutes, they was pumping them full of, they said it was an equivalent of 60 joints within that 5 minutes with the gas mask on. And when they studied these monkeys' brains, brain cells was gone, all kinds of crazy shit. Their brains had holes in them, all kinds of shit.
That's like an excessive amount of smoke.
Also, what's the first thing that happens when you lose oxygen?
Your brain cells or your cells die, right?
Your brain cells start to die. So if you got a gas mask on and you're being suffocated with smoke for 5 minutes.
So you're saying that was because of the loss of oxygen, not because
of the loss of oxygen, not
yeah.
because of the cannabis. But the way they pushed it and the way that they presented it within in the legal side of things, they made it seem like it was the cannabis that did it. And that's what got cannabis criminalized.
It's great. So there's politics and science too.
Yeah.
Politics everywhere, bro.
Yep. Crazy politics.
Yeah.
You gonna smoke this blunt with me, man?
Yeah, I'll smoke it with you. Yeah, we could jump around a little bit, bro. Before we get into Parking Sparks, but I just want to know just a little bit more about just coming out for you, man. Like childhood life. You said your parents were in the military.
Yeah.
Like we can jump a little bit into music too. Like when the music come into your life.
Music, man.
Say what?
So let's talk about some of this music.
Yeah, for sure.
I was in Germany when I was younger. Probably like.
That's where you were born?
No, I was born on a military base, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I was only there for a couple months. We traveled. Like niggas did Korea, we did Alaska, we did Japan, Germany. So before I came, we was in Virginia when I was like 3. But then we went overseas to Germany for a couple years. And then I left Germany in 98, come to Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's wild that I'm even a rapper and shit now because I never used to even like rap. Like growing up overseas and shit as a youngin', all they had really was...
What the fuck were you listening to over there?
Motherfucking...
And you were probably going to like schools on the base though, right? So
I actually went to school off base.
So like with people that are from there?
I didn't even live on base. I ain't even live on base out there.
Okay.
So yeah, we lived off base and I went to... It was a lot of military kids at the school, but it was...
a lot of like native people?
Yeah, there's a lot of German people there. But yeah, in Germany, nigga, what? Backstreet Boys, NSYNC was popping. Motherfucking Radiohead. I was heavy into rock. I got my first album when I was in Germany. That was Michael Jackson Thriller. R. Kelly's album. What joint was on there? The Download joint was on there. I can't remember the name of the album. I think it was called R. Kelly. When I was in Germany, though, that's when I did get put on the rap. The first rappers I was fucking with was Bone.
Bone Thugs.
Bone, Pac, Biggie. One of my mom's friends, her son was older than me and the other homies, so he put us on a lot of the rap shit and shit. So when I came over to the States, when I came over to the States, I was just fucking with Bone for real. Busy Bone had just dropped the album.
Busy Bone.
Yeah, and I was just a crazy, crazy Bone fan. And shit, I ain't start rapping till motherfucking, I was like 11, I think. On the motherfucking 804 and shit. Motherfucking, I heard Jada Kiss diss Beanie Siegel. I was writing poetry and shit at the time.
Yeah.
And when I heard that diss, I think it was like Thanksgiving weekend or something. And I was just sitting in front of the radio. They played the diss, and that Jada Kiss diss, bro, was just something epic. I wrote my first bars after that, yo. And from then, it's just, it's been a wild ride with this music. I got family in the music industry, so I kind of always been around it and shit. I ain't gonna do no name dropping and shit, because I got major family in the game and shit.
Would you say like these other ventures you're in are like more important to you though, at this point, the music?
I wouldn't say more important, but they're a major element to assure that I can operate as an independent and still make my money. I feel like I worked for the majors. I left Virginia to work for the major labels, and I don't like the corporate politics. I hate corporate entertainment politics. So for me, I just had to figure out a way to make my own money, finance my own ventures.
Yeah. I feel like I'm on the same shit right now, bro. Like I'm looking for I'm looking for investors for the warehouse and stuff like that. But like even before you came out talking with Reed, like, bro, these labels, they're looking for people that have their own wave. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I feel like that's the cheat code. I'm a Full Sail graduate. Anybody that's trying to be in the entertainment game, I highly suggest going to Full Sail University. They are the Harvard of entertainment, business, and creative schools.
is that the shit that had the commercial? Like, get off your couch now.
No, that's not.
That's Everest.
Yeah, that's Everest. No, Full Sail, it's a little process to get into Full Sail.
Yeah.
But almost every major project that's released, there's a Full Sail graduate, whether it be music, film, TV. It's a Full Sail graduate somewhere attached in the credits. But I told them, it's like, bro, I didn't pay all this money for this degree to participate in the music industry to the current state that it is. I had my first music industry internship right out of high school. I was up in my fucking Zomba label group before they folded. A lot of people that don't know about the game. Zomba, the label that Chris Brown was at first. Sierra was up there. I went to Zomba, and I just didn't like the politics, bro.
What didn't you like about it?
The first thing I learned in the game, as an independent artist, we were sending off demos and shit like that. So the first thing I learned is that most of your demos don't even go to the A&R.
Where'd they go?
To the interns. The interns listen to the music and determine what gets pushed to the A&Rs. I went there for my internship. So when I learned that at first, I'm like, damn. Whole time, you making all this music, spending all this money. Mind you, we teenagers. I started my label when I was 14. So we teenagers making music and really taking it serious. And I found this out, and I just ain't like, I'm thinking that, the A&Rs are sitting there really filtering through shit, and I thought that was part of being an A&R. So like my dream job in the game was to be an A&R. So I've worked a couple A&R departments, and it's like, you just got to find who's popping already. In this day and age, when I kind of got active, it was like fast food music. Find out who's popping online. They don't care about the quality of the music. They don't do artist development no more.
A typical deal right now, like okay, a label finds somebody they think is dope. How do they expect to make more money than that artist off of them?
Yeah, that's how the game works. You got to think about it. Any investment, you want to at least double your investment. So if a label give you $1 million, they want to make 2.5 back. But it really I guess it really depends on what kind of label you go to. Motherfucking Young Thug's deal was he had a $30,000 advance, and that nigga's probably made billions of dollars in the music game. Niggas like Lil Pump, he had got $6 million from Warner, and he finessed the deal too. He was 17 when he signed the deal.
So he didn't have to live up to this contract.
He didn't have to live up to the contract, but he was able to keep the money.
That's funny. I remember, I think Frank Ocean finessed the label some way.
I don't know Frank Ocean's.
Frank Ocean did some. They were saying like it's the most like historical fucking finesse of a label ever. Like he did some like, don't quote me, but he did something where he had like one album left or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So he made like a kind of a bullshit album to, you know what I'm saying, for like to get out of his contract. Then his next album right after that was like crazy and it sold hella, but he got to keep all the money and shit.
Yeah, it's just weird, bro. Like as an independent label, my artist contracts is cool. It's like if you write something, you keep it. If I write something or anybody else in the company writes something, that's their credits. And we just all break bread as performers. It's not hard to split money on royalties and shit like that.
Yeah, I would say, bro, like just as far as that, I would always say like I feel like the talent should make the most money. Even if I'm a label and I got some artists, I wouldn't expect to make more money than those artists off of their music.
You can't say that. That's like
saying
the employee should make more money than the corporation. It's never gonna happen. The talent initially is the employee.
But the talent is the product. If you don't have the talent, you don't have nothing to sell. So they can actually do it without you. You can't do it without them. You know what I'm saying?
It's actually it's a unique relationship. Because even right now, the major labels still have more power than the independents, and the independents got a lot of money to work with right now. One of my issues when I was at Warner, I was there right before Kevin Lyles left and Lior was still up there and shit. And they was talking about giving motherfucking Rick Ross $270 million, like $240 million or some shit like that, to start MMG. And I was completely against it. I was like, bro, why y'all gonna give this nigga $200-some million and he's had no history of even managing talent? You know what I'm saying? They gave this nigga this money. Rick Ross was on his shit. I don't know if y'all remember that little situation he talking about Molly and bitches, and they don't know about it.
Lost a few sponsors.
This nigga lost the Reebok deal. He lost the Reebok deal. My homegirl Sabby, she was signed at Warner at the time. But just like she was an upcoming artist and little deals like that, she had got the Reebok. She was part of the Reebok deal. And she lost that shit because of Ross. And they took you think about MMG.
But MMG bounced back though.
MMG ain't bounced back.
You think so? From what I see, bro.
Look at QC. Look at Young Money, Cash Money. I look at MMG almost like the new No Limit. No Limit was on fire at one point, but now they just
there.
They just there. MMG produced. Shout out Wale. Wale was like the only
shit. Meek went crazy though.
Meek lost to Drake, bro.
I don't know.
Meek lost to Drake, my G.
He might have, but even if he did, I don't think it really affected shit.
For me, as a culture head, for the fans and for the money, it don't matter. But for the culture and for the respect, he Meek Mill, and I fuck with Meek. I come from the battle rap culture, so the fact that he lost to motherfucking Aubrey.
Drake.
Drake.
That's my whole fucking flow.
You know, so like just like I said on the business side though, just like dealing with them fucking corporate politics as one of the young people in the room, I didn't really get listened to. And they would have listened to me. MMG ain't making no bread right now.
But you know, sometimes the youngest person might have the best idea. There's a story somebody told, I forgot who told me, but it was like, excuse me, it was like, okay, so a fucking 18-wheeler went into a tunnel, right?
Yeah.
Like one of them like underwater tunnels like we got right here. And it got stuck. It was too tall and got stuck in the tunnel. So they had all these engineers out there and shit trying to figure out how to get it unstuck without fucking the tunnel up. And like one of the engineers had brought their son, their like little kid, like the kid with him to work that day, like his son or whatever. They all trying to figure out. His son is like, yo, dad, is like, why don't you just let the air out the tires? And it was like, wait, what? That was it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Looking at shit from a fresh mind sometimes.
I'm a big supporter of that. I'm involved in politics and shit too. So one of my I was gonna run for Virginia Senate last year.
For real?
Low key.
That would be crazy.
But before the Senate, shit, when I was like in my early 20s and shit, I had put a presidential campaign together. And my push
for the United States of America.
And my push was
wait, how old were you at the time?
Shit,
I think you got to be 35 to be president.
You got to be 35. I think I was like 23, 24.
So you couldn't even become president.
I set up the I initially made the campaign in 2012, and I like pushed the campaign in like 2014 when some of the Virginia politics started kicking off. I raised some money. I had a good amount of support, but I got some, I got some good political friends. This is Virginia. When you playing these politics, shit can be dangerous. I'm black. I'm a rebel. I'm from the hip hop culture and shit, so they just not gonna accept somebody like me so easily, if you would.
Nah, I definitely get it.
But I put this motherfucking campaign together, started getting some good support for it. And
we talking about the presidential campaign or the Senate?
My Senate campaign initially is my presidential campaign. I just took president off and put Senate on it.
Okay.
And I just seen like the political side of shit was like the political side of the music industry. It's a lot of ass kissing. It's a lot of games. It's a lot of, I think politicians initially get involved in politics to do good. Like I was watching Nas's documentary, the Illmatic documentary last night. I respect Nas. He one of them artists that never transitioned. He never folded on his craft, and he's one of the most respected artist in history. He just went down in the Library of Congress or some shit.
That's why I always say the only label I signed to is Mass Appeal. Real shit.
The politics shit one for me though. Like
it's politics everywhere, bro. It's like a popularity contest. You know what I'm saying? and everything. What is this?
That's the OG cookies right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll take it slow.
Gas.
You took your shot already?
Yeah, we can take another one though.
I didn't even take this one yet.
All right,
Cheers.
Cheers. Got a little bit left.
This is what Hennessy Black. I don't even usually
the
drink
Hennessy
Hennessy like
Black.
that, but
Talking about
I'ma
Nas
sip
and
it
shit
slow.
too. But
I fuck with
even
Nas,
with the
bro.
Virginia music, like the Virginia music scene, it's a lot of politics out this bitch. It's a lot of politics that people don't want to address. And I've always been one of the proponents to press it and push it in people's face.
Bro, I be feeling too like it's like when it's your time, bro. It's like I think I truly believe somebody's gonna go viral from VA. And
Crazy already going. Crazy going up.
he going.
Crazy.
And
He gonna be the one that kicked the door open for Virginia rappers.
And I hope he don't. I'm not trying to jinx him or nothing, but I hope he don't let a label come in and you know what I'm saying. Fuck his whole shit. That
He
got
getting
going on.
money. He getting money.
Yeah. I hope bro get hella money.
He getting money. And that's the thing about getting your own money in this game. I tell a lot of independent artists, like, bro, get your bag. Because if you can make music all day, you can shoot videos all day. If you ain't marketing, if you don't got that budget to push your shit, if you ain't got the budget to hit the road, get your shit out to different people. A lot of people be pressed on getting their own people in their city, becoming a man in their city and shit. And you really don't become the man in your city until after you blow up. Till you the man everywhere else, and that's just the name of the game. So I be telling like a lot of VA artists. Every VA artist that got on initially had to leave, except Timbo, Missy, Pharrell, Push, and Malice. Everybody else had to slide.
But you can't shit on a city once you get on though. I'm not gonna say any names, but I know it's a few people that they may have gotten to that next level, but the city don't fuck with them like that.
And that's why it's a lot of hate ass energy out here, and that's why a lot of people don't come back home and set some shit up. I'm one of the few independent artists that have tried to build opportunities for people outside of my camp. You know what I'm saying? My team, we got a nice little team across the state, but I've reached out, took people to California, and they just ain't been able to cut it. You know?
What are some positive things that you've seen going on in like other places that you think we could do in Virginia?
Just the unity factor, bro. Look at motherfucking shit. Let's go back to New York, 1980s. Everybody's working with each other. New York, 1990s. West Coast tap them on in the 90s. Everybody on the West Coast, they got their little gang beefs and shit like that. But you got Snoop in the studio with Suge and Dre. You got Blood, and they serious about their gang culture. But they came together on some LA shit, on some Long Beach shit, on some West Coast shit, and they built a moment in history. You know what I'm saying? They created something with music that will never be dissolved. You look at motherfucking Florida. Just even like the first track with Trick Daddy and Trina. You know what I'm saying? Trick put Trina on. Trina put on people after that with Slip and Slide and all that shit. Who else? ATL. They been going. We can go back to Andre and Big Boy with Outkast and shit. Goody Mob. You know, but all these people were still working with each other. Everybody was clicked up. Everybody was unified.
The collide of energy.
I tell people like, all right, Lil Jon, Usher, and Ludacris, they got a hit record. I don't even have to say the name of the song for people to know what song it is. And they're all from the A, different parts. They probably ain't grow up together and shit like that, but they all from the city, and they came together and made something magical.
Yeah. I be on the saying it's about moments, bro.
Virginia ain't done that. We had the only rappers we had was the Clips and Skillz, bro.
You was getting me hip to Skillz a little
yeah,
bit too.
Skillz the homie. What up, nigga?
I seen them on Drink Champs.
But like, yeah, them the only rappers that we really known for. We had Family. If you know,
Quan, we had Quan.
I fought with Quan the homie. But Quan ain't go like he shoulda.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of politics. I said that's where that music industry politics bullshit came in.
But I feel like it was different back in the day, like, cause now you really like with social media, you can really do that shit yourself. You don't really, don't need shit.
I came from the era where we was exiting CDs, coming into social media. Like it was at the time where I came up, I was like one of my first hustles burning CDs. I was the bootleg man. And then when we started making music, it was like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna start dropping our music. I'm throwing our tracks in between some of the tracks on the bootlegs and shit.
Yeah, that's smart.
Right here at work and shit, you know what I'm saying? Niggas used
At the school?
Yeah, niggas used
In the computer lab?
No, I was doing it at the crib, but I'm making like $300 a day out of high school selling CDs and shit, bro. Yeah. And then we just started.
Wait, so you went to work?
Yeah, I went to Hines and I went to Ward.
Me too. That's crazy. Yeah.
So I started rapping in Hines. I started my rap shit before I moved out here. I was in Fort Lee, and it's like by Petersburg and shit.
Yeah.
But then when I got out here, that's when I started. I did my first freestyle battle. Lost my first freestyle battle in the fucking bathroom at Hines and shit.
That's funny. But like what, bro? What inspires you, bro? Like when did you start? Because there's not a lot of people that really even want to do a lot of shit like you're doing, or even have like the drive for that. Like what made you want to do so many different things? You know what I'm
saying? I got family in the industry, and I guess one of the things for me was I just kind of watched my rappers. My uncle, he's a big journalist and shit. He's a former chief and editor for the Source magazine. So I just kind of been around the game, and I understood early on that I had to do everything, or I was going to wait on a lot of people to get shit done.
I feel like I learned that lesson too.
Like I said, I understood it was more than just rap from the jump. Just with us, like, recording, we started recording on the motherfucking little computer, the big-ass computer screen with the microphone on it and shit, and we were selling them tapes at motherfucking work and shit, like... Yeah. We set it up as a business. I've been trapping from a young nigga, and I just wanted more than just a rap. I wanted to build something special. At the time, I didn't know it was going to be for Virginia, but it grew into that. And we just been rocking with it. The mission been the same. Like, we've been trying to turn Virginia. My 2016 album is called Bollywood, Virginia, the New Hollywood.
Yeah, I seen that. The links you sent me, I was going in and reading like some of the abouts on some of those websites. Yeah. I seen we can kind of get into the well, actually, do you want to talk about the entertainment label?
Yeah. So YD Entertainment, we started it as a rap group. Me and my nigga Justin Newport, he from out here.
So this started in Newport News.
Started in Newport News. The first rap group, it was called the 7 Block. It's me, Justin Newport, my nigga Influence. This one 8 Mile just dropped.
I just watched that like last week.
Yeah, this one 8 Mile had just dropped, so everybody was hyped. Big on, Mobb Deep was on, in the headphones at the time. But Influence was the white boy. And he the one that taught us how to record. He had the shit at his crib. J. Clyde and shit. We out J. Clyde with the shit. I remember my first week in Newport News, me and the homie, we getting chased through the neighborhood by some of the old heads out this motherfucker. I moved out here from the 804 and shit. Chased through the neighborhood by the old heads and shit. So I'm like, oh yeah, shit real out this motherfucker.
Where y'all getting chased by? Where y'all getting chased for?
We was fucking with this little nigga was riding his bike. We just fuck with him. Fuck what the fuck we had said.
Yeah.
We was just talking a little shit to him and shit.
Yeah.
Nigga he brought his homies back. He brought his brothers and shit back. Yeah. And we running through this motherfucker. This is my first week out in Newport. This is my first day out J. Clyde for real.
That's funny.
So from that day, it was just like shit got real. Love is a big influence when it comes to the music. Listen to a lot of the music that we make. It's a heavy influence from the streets. Real love situation. Shit get deep with some of these females, bro. Like,
nah, I get it. Bro was telling me, really what really had me sold. Bro was telling me like, oh, I was like, I gotta get you on the show for this. This is like everything I fucking even think about. Bro, can we get into the damn Mars Hemp? Is it Mars Hemp? Is it Hope?
The Mars Hemp Project.
Hope is the acronym,
Hemp Hope
right?
Group is
the Hemp Hope Group
is the company.
Is the company.
The Mars Hemp Project, that's my passion project, but that's one of our projects.
When bro told me this, I was like, come on, this is self-explanatory. But bro's okay, so he can explain it way better, but he's part of a project where they're trying to basically utilize hemp as one of the main resources for deep space exploration. Am I saying that right?
Deep space exploration, colonization, and off-world terraforming.
Actually, I looked up a little bit earlier just to prepare a little bit, and I was like, wow, because you told me that hemp was stronger than steel. So I looked it up. I was like, because it was hard to believe, and I was like, damn, it really is. And
there's a lot of plant fibers that's stronger than steel. I mean, you gotta process it into a carbon fiber. But when you think about the energy it takes to first dig up the ore to create steel, and then the energy it takes to make steel, and then you got to make that steel into other products, it's too energy intensive, using up way too much petroleum.
And that's like a real relevant topic too, because I'm sure people have always been thinking about it, but right now energy consumption is big right now, especially with crypto. Like that's why Bitcoin was kind of falling down. They were trying to go to Ethereum because they're saying it takes a lot of energy.
Take a lot of energy. And here's the thing though. A lot of people don't realize this is one reason why cannabis has been criminalized. The petroleum boys, the Rockefellers, in a sense, they financed alcohol prohibition. A lot of people don't know alcohol was fuel before.
Wait, what do you mean?
Ethanol. The original cars.
Were on ethanol?
Them shits was running on ethanol. The diesel engine was created to run on peanut oil. It was introduced to the world operating on peanut oil.
So how do we eventually get to like gas? Probably just business.
It's a cutthroat game, bro. All right, so Rudolph Diesel, he introduced the diesel engine at the World Fair in Paris.
At that time, the only cars out were either ethanol or peanut based fuel.
This was more during the railroad period, so it wasn't
Before
really
cars.
Automobiles on the market yet. They were just in the process.
And railroads
of getting,
were what, like coal power?
Railroads was coal.
Yeah.
But they already seen the damage that coal was doing to the cities and the towns and shit that was already out there. Like, so they wanted clean energy at that time. Motherfucking Rudolph Diesel on the boat going back home from Paris. Somehow this dude ended up in the water, dead.
Oh wait, and who was he? He was the one with the diesel powered car.
He invented the diesel engine.
And then he died mysteriously.
The man that invented the water car, he mysteriously died, and research got took. You look at the stuff with Nikola Tesla. And I'm not talking about it on no conspiracy theory shit. It was just a cutthroat ass world at that time. And these robber barons, they didn't want to compete with anything natural. I tell people, anybody can grow hemp. Everybody can't dig for oil. You know what I'm saying? So if they've monopolized the oil industry. It's super exclusive. You can grow a couple acres of hemp, start making your own biofuel if you wanted to. So the Mars Hemp Project, in a sense, is really an expansion of the things that we've been trying to do here on Earth with the hemp technology. But we're looking at Mars as the opportunity to start fresh and really do it the right way. We don't have to reconvert anything if we just do it the right way the first time. Like I said, HOPE, the acronym for our company, hemp offers people everything. We can literally make everything out of hemp. They're making batteries out of hemp right now that's working better than every commercial battery on the market.
Even just saying something like that, it just sounds so crazy. Like,
and it's wild just even being involved in some of this shit, because it's like some out the fucking sci-fi movie shit, bro. Like, we talking about making spaceships out of this shit, bro.
Yeah, like bro, you said you tried to contact Elon Musk about this.
I hit up Elon, bro, early in the game.
What year was this?
2008, the year he dropped the roaster. I found out Lotus, they had made a hemp Lotus in 2008. The hemp Lotus, sexy as a bitch. It got the hemp composite panels on the outside. It got the hemp interior, hemp on the dash, bro. It got the solar panel on the top. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I was like, when I was trying to sell people on hemp in the early days, you almost come off as a crazy conspiracy theorist. People don't want to hear it and shit. But when you got major companies like a luxury vehicle company making cars out of it, not only growing it, they made the car out of the hemp that they was growing in England.
Yeah.
So I hit up Elon, like, bro, this is an opportunity. You're naming the fucking.
What'd you hit him up on, first of all? Was it Twitter?
No, email, and I called.
Okay.
I hit up all the other car companies too. All the other car companies hit me back, and they kindly told me no, they not interested. But these niggas they just never hit me back. And I know they got the email. I went up to SpaceX when I got to California, because Elon has the potential to take the hemp. He's the first motherfucker to send hemp to space. He sent some motherfucking hemp cultures
Yeah, I seen that.
to the space station and shit. You know
I think they brought him down already too, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was seeing that too. Like basically, like you're kind of on a new frontier. Like even like what they pretty much already did is what they did so far. From what I read is like they just sent like plants into space to see how they grow in zero gravity and just run all the tests on that. So that's like the beginning. But what you're talking about is actually using hemp as like one of the main resources to make all the materials.
Yeah.
Too,
So the research I started, I'm working with a lab in Florida. And I have some Martian soil and some lunar soil. And for the last 2.5 years, we did a couple experiments and we grew some weed in.
To see how to grow compared to like to our soil or Earth soil.
I haven't been able to get to harvest with the Martian project, but the seeds sprouted perfectly in all soil. We have a like lunar soil composite that's from like the top lands, and we have a lunar soil composite from the lower lands.
Where do you get Mars soil from?
I can't give y'all my plug.
Like wait, boy got the Mars soil plug. I can't give y'all
my plug on
like,
that.
If you pull up with some Mars OG and it really be grown in
bro,
Mars,
yes,
Mars soil,
that's the goal, bro.
That's crazy.
But you know, just testing it out, I've just demonstrated that we can just drop seed in the Martian soil, hit it with a little bit of water. Ideally, of course, we got to hit it with nutrients and all that. If Mars is as barren as they say it is, if they don't already have colonies and shit up there, and it's really full game, nigga, we can start planting hemp on that motherfucker now. Had the planet oxygenated within like 40, 50 years.
Yeah, I saw that on your website too. I think what is the other? I've actually seen. I think Elon was talking about that. There's another theory they had where we can terraform Mars, which they said put two
algae.
basically like suns on either pole, like make some huge like we gotta make man-made, but make like a sun.
We gotta
type shit around it.
I don't want to do a sun. We gotta create some type of atmosphere. Yeah. So my plan to heat it up is, I did my thesis on this in college too. This is my full cell thesis. This is what got me my 4.0 GPA out that motherfucker.
Congrats.
But our goal is to set up some sort of CO2 emitters across the planet. We're already doing that on Earth with our vehicles. So it's nothing to create some kind of power stack to just burn and emit CO2. Yeah. That CO2, it is going to get captured in the gravity of Mars, initially creating the new atmosphere. That's going to heat up the planet naturally. Once the planet heats up naturally, ice caps are going to melt, methane, whatever chemicals that are natural to Mars are going to start releasing from the oceans, emitting into the atmosphere, furthermore creating more atmosphere. I mean, and then at that point, we just plant plants.
Is there a way to take like the excess, if you know, like the excess CO2 that we have on Earth and use that towards Mars, like so it doesn't get wasted here, you know what I mean?
We can take carbon up there. We can transport carbon. We can capture carbon out the air for real and transport that shit to the planet. But we won't need to. It's a lot of we can just burn anything for real. If we're growing hemp up there, we can just burn hemp as it grows to create the atmosphere.
Yeah. I be thinking too, is just like why isn't SpaceX doing this right now? If it really is the future, you know what I mean? You think they try it, you know what I'm saying? Or
everybody got their own vision. Everybody got their own plan for it. It's a company called Mars One. They've been training astronauts for the last couple of years. NASA been talking about this. People been talking about this since the 1800s, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Going to Mars?
1500s. Galileo and them was talking about this shit.
Going to Mars or using hemp?
No, it's just going to Mars. Like, you know, it's cultures that believe that humanity's already settled throughout the universe. You know,
they just left us behind. Like,
whatever the government, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that we don't know. I tell people I don't know shit. It's a lot of theories out there.
What if we're all like the shitty people, like all like the super smart humans already left a long time ago, and we're like the ones that couldn't make it out?
That's one of the theories.
And we're just like...
That's one of the theories to see how we develop, how we, you know. I think that one thing I told the space community is that we don't need to be leaving this planet right now, colonizing shit. We can't even get along with each other.
Yeah, that's for bro. I gotta send you this article, dude. Like, there's an article called the Rugged Philosopher or some shit like that. It's about a dude, bro. He gets on a bus. It's fiction, so he doesn't say, he's not saying it's real, but it's a story about a dude. He gets on a bus.
Would you mind passing me the Henny, bro?
You got it. So this dude gets on this bus, bro. And he sits next to a homeless guy, and the homeless guy tells him like, "I'm God." The homeless guy tells him he's God and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, you're not." Like whatever. So he starts asking him all these questions. You good, bro? You good?
Hey, you good? Trap episode.
Get the Henny Black. Get the Henny Black. I still got some of my last one.
Yeah.
Cheers. Fucking. So he starts asking him all these questions of questions that God should know the answer to if he was really God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Fucking. So he starts asking him a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of it. I'm not gonna get into everything, but one part that's super interesting. He tells him that humanity is at this point, like in evolution, where we're like, we can't join the rest of the species in the galaxy yet because we're not mature enough yet. So he's like, the step we're in right now, okay, so there are humans in the world that are capable of blowing up the whole world, like with nukes and shit, right?
Yep.
So already right now, there's certain humans that are capable of ending all life. Now he's like, where it's gonna get to is
they're really humans though.
But whatever. My point is like, it's gonna get before we can join all the rest of the species in the galaxy. We're gonna get to a point in evolution where every single human on Earth will have that power. And then he's like, once we all have that power and then are able to control it, then we'll be ready to be able to join. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else type shit. I don't know. I thought that was interesting, but like, I'll send you the actual link. Like, you should definitely read that.
That's dope. I say humans got a unique opportunity right now to get it right. And if we don't get it right, our species is gonna pretty much go extinct. For real.
What if you had to take a guess, like how many years, like when do you see people actually like there being a colony on Mars?
The first manned mission is scheduled for 2023. So if that takes off,
that's the start of it.
I think the original colonists are gonna die tragically though, unfortunately. Elon has already said this as well. I just think that we're not ready. The technology hasn't been developed to the point yet to where we should be sending anybody to fucking Mars right now, bro. Like I said, mentally, as a species, we ain't ready for that shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, black and white people still having issues with each other.
Do you think those issues would intensify in space, or we'll just forget about those issues once we realize that we got other shit to worry about now?
It depends. If we're the only beings in the galaxy for real, then this is gonna be the new era of colonization. And when you think of just look at what we went through on Earth. We haven't matured, as you said. We haven't grown as a species to enter into the galactic environment for real.
And not be a risk to them of ending it all.
I tell people we operate like a virus. We operate like a number of viruses fighting against each other for food type shit. How we gonna deal with green people? How we gonna deal with beings of different genetic makeups? How we gonna deal with interdimensional beings? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like all that shit, bro. It's like
It's some
funny.
real Star Trek shit.
You've been like tapping into like how the government's really been talking about aliens and shit.
Yeah,
lately?
I was about to say they
like the
they
Pentagon.
I was looking that shit up today.
Shit.
Actually, they
yeah. Like, what do you think about
they're
that?
talking about it on Fox News and shit. Like for me, it's refreshing because we was talking about. I got hip to it 10 years ago. It's people that's been hip to this shit for 50, 60, 70 years type shit. It's people that's been hip to this shit for hundreds of years. Different cultures have talked about these different space brothers and beings out in the, that's been coming here communicating with us, trying to teach us and shit. I think it's dope. They said humanity wasn't ready. I think we should know if there's other beings really interacting with us, we should know, especially if they're causing harm to us.
Yeah.
Why would they keep that a secret from us? These motherfuckers really coming here abducting niggas and, cutting you open in space, bro. Like,
That's
hold
like
on.
Something maybe we should know. I don't know.
We need protections against that.
We got the Space Force.
We got Space Force now.
We got the Space Force. I don't know really what they're doing, but apparently they exist.
I'm gonna go do my 4 years.
At the Space Force?
Bro.
Bro, if you really put in
I'm
4
going
at
to
the Space Force,
bro.
that's literally legendary.
I'm gonna go put my 4 in at Space Force, bro. You got to.
That's funny. You know what's funny, bro? When my dad was coming up in Bosnia, I don't think they do it anymore, but at that time, like 25 years ago, 30 years ago, they had every man that turns 18, it's mandatory. You go to the military for a year.
Yeah.
Just for training, though. You go live there for a year. You don't come home for a year, and you just learn all the basic training and shit. And that was like mandatory for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I think it low key should have been Mando for the United States. If Russia invaded,
We wouldn't be ready.
not the people.
Not the people. Some people out here ready.
The army, our armed forces would be ready, but
Yeah.
the
No,
streets wouldn't.
we got some people in the streets ready too.
I mean, some some people would.
Bro, I
be,
know
but,
a guy.
But yo, you see them Russians get down, boy.
No. You ever seen the Russian fights on YouTube?
No.
Bro, look up. I'm gonna try to find it and send it to you. There's this one fight, bro. It's like these two dudes in Russia. They're fighting bare knuckles for like 40 minutes straight. I'm talking about they don't get tired. The whole time, just all you hear is. I'm like, oh my God, like they fucking each other up crazy. I'm like, yo, this is wild. Like, why don't y'all stop this? I'm just waiting for somebody to die. Like, and at
No,
the
I
end,
think
they
that's
like
dope.
dapped each other up and shit. Like they came mad at each other, but they fought for so long that at the end they weren't even mad at each other no
I think
more.
that's dope. I think
I was
America
like,
should have
wow.
some sort of combat culture. I'm a martial artist and shit.
Yeah, like
you
we
know
got
what I'm saying?
UFC, we got boxing.
Like
we
not
got
like a,
combat
like
coaches.
that's by choice, like a mandatory, like certain Asian coaches. You know what I'm saying? You gonna learn kung fu
Oh, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm
like
saying?
put in schools, put in elementary
type
schools or
shit. You
some
know what I'm
shit.
saying? Like make it Mando. Like you got to learn something. The people should know how to.
Defend themselves. Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah. But when you think about government, the government might not necessarily want the people knowing how to.
I don't know, man. Honestly, bro, this is probably like a topic in every country. Is like we think of the government as them, then the people as us. But like, I don't think our problem is ever gonna be solved till we stop thinking that way. Like, it's all us, bro. It's all us.
I say that too.
Until the people in power and the regular people, like, till they realize that.
But when the regular people make a decision and start making the changes, the people in power will have no choice but to
I start moving as one.
move in with the people.
Yeah.
It's either if the only way that the people in power won't move with the people is if they try to do a takeover and they try to really control the masses. And that's what the world looking like right now, for real, for real. This shit weird, bro.
I don't know. I try to stay optimistic though. Just like
I tried to, bro. I did that for like 10 years. I've been on this little spiritual mission and shit.
yeah.
And everything that, you know what I'm saying? I tell people being blessed with vision is a gift and a curse. Everything that we've been talking about is literally playing out in real time right now. I'm telling people anything that can't
Can
happen,
you open that door? My bad. Just let some smoke out.
anything that can't happen right now is possible, bro. All the movies are possible right now.
Yeah.
Terminator's possible.
One that really just caught my eye, bro. You seen Infinite, the new Mark Wahlberg movie?
I ain't seen Infinite.
Bro, look it up. It deals with reincarnation, and it's like it's like these people in the movie they're called infinites, and then like certain people that just keep being reincarnated.
Yeah.
And it's like people that they remember the memories of all their past lives. And it's kind of a movie about that. But you believe in like you think you were here in a past life, or you think we were all here in past lives? What you think? Any thoughts on that?
I'm a little indifferent on it. I've had some experiences that kind of suggested that, but without like hardcore evidence,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
you can't even really.
It's speculation.
Yeah, it's just I believe personally that humans, we should naturally be existing for a lot longer than we are. If you look back on our history, like I said, this is where it becomes up in the air. A lot of cultures talk about niggas living for thousands and thousands of years, hundreds of years. The Bible talks about niggas living for hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? Quran, Sumerians.
You know, I had a random thought, bro, one time. Like, you know how they say if you're in a spaceship or if you're traveling like at the speed of light, time moves
Time slow
different.
down.
Time slows down.
Facts.
My thing is like I feel like humans are eventually gonna live thousands of years, but only because the universe is speeding up type shit. They say the universe is expanding and the rate of expansion is getting faster. So it's
I mean,
like I feel like
part of that
eventually
is
we all
gotta
move
be-
faster type shit, and then time slows down.
You gotta look at what was going on in the past and shit. They didn't have a lot of carbon emissions. The food they was eating was more natural. People was growing their food. Everybody had a farm. You know what I'm saying? Even the poor people, you know, they had to grow their own shit to eat. They didn't have 4 for 4 as an option.
What do you think that does for like time though, or you know what I'm saying?
It's already proven that rich people live longer than poor people. Rich people
better
live
nutrition,
less stress.
Yeah.
So there's those 2 factors alone. So imagine if we completely clean up the environment and we have a richly oxygenated planet. Everybody's lifespan is naturally gonna be enhanced by that.
Yeah. I agree.
You know, proper food. Organic shouldn't even be a term. Food should just be organic.
It should just be food.
It should just be food. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that we even have that separation is like is weird, bro.
Yeah.
Like why would humans even? That's what I'm saying. Like, are these people that's controlling us even humans? Why would humans set up some shit like this for ourselves, bro? I don't.
I've heard that. I've heard that theory. You talking about like the lizard people and shit, or like
that's one potential theory.
You know what I'm saying?
But there's some strong evidence behind that.
But no, I think even a few like government agencies have came out and said that, like, or like governments have came out and said that there's different types of aliens walking among us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of
now.
cultures like the natives. They talk about the reptilians, and scientists have come out with their theories about them. And the theory is strong, and it makes that makes the most sense. Like, especially if dinosaurs and shit was real at one point, nigga, and they planet blew up.
You're questioning dinosaurs too.
No. I think dinosaurs was here. But if they were here, this was their planet before it was our planet, and they lost it.
But that was due to causes of meteor coming or some shit. So
regardless, imagine one of the theories is that there was one species. They compared the, if you believe in the billions of years of people been here in different species and shit, they said the dinosaurs were here the longest. So out of our short period of time, we're the mammalian group.
What does mammalian mean?
Out of all the mammals on planet Earth right now, we're the only mammals doing the shit that we got microphones and cups of liquor.
We did it
blunts.
the best so far. Like
we did it the best.
So mammalian means top mammal, I guess.
Yeah, we're the top mammal.
Okay.
So they're saying, the scientists are saying, like, all right, if we did this in this short amount of time, what's to say that there's not a reptoid group that did it in their amount of time, and they've had hundreds of millions of years to get it cracking.
Longer than us.
Way longer than us. So there's some evidence that shows, I forgot the group of dinosaur, but they found some fossils and it said that the dinosaur skull was curving in the back like ours. So you look at the brain and shit and what, this curve and all of that stuff does compared to the other brains. They think that one particular, in a nuclear event, what are humans, the humans that are going to survive, what are they going to do?
Go underground? Yeah.
So say there's one particular species of dinosaur understood they needed to go underground to survive.
So you think
the meteor strike?
Probably down there now.
That's not what I'm saying. This is the theory. I'm just explaining the theory. Yeah. So they're saying if this particular group of dinosaurs went underground to survive the meteor strike, this meteor strike put out a nuclear winter for X amount of hundreds of years. They evolved as an underground species.
Yeah.
Their intelligence evolved underground. They became a subterranean reptilian species. Now, boom, 2,000, 3,000 years later, whatever, it's cool to go back above ground now. Same shit with humans.
Yeah.
If we have to go underground for X amount of years, we don't know what the upper world is going to look like unless we have cameras and shit like that are still operating where we can monitor. Say these dinosaurs didn't have technology, but they still evolved to the point they developed technology underground, boom. Now they can go back to the upper world. They come up to the upper world. They cousins, the stories that they came up telling, T-Rex and, raptors and shit, that's they OGs. Now it's chickens and lizards, and they come up here and it's a bunch of mammals and shit running the game. They can't compete. They can't just come back over and take over by force. They have to control from behind the scenes.
Subtly.
They have to.
Yeah.
So I tell people, they talk about shape shifting and shit. I incorporate that with science. You look at certain.
I'm sorry to cut you off, bro.
Yeah,
Can I take a piss real quick? I don't want to end this.
oh, no doubt, no doubt.
I'll cut this out. I'll cut it to when I come back in.
Yeah.
One sec. My bad, guys. I really got to piss.
I gotta take one too, so it's a good time.
Legendary, bro. Legendary. Hold up. We back. We back
with
the
another
hand
one.
sanitizer. Bro, the beginning of the pandemic, bro, I went through like 2 bottles of hand sanitizer. My fucking hands was burning, bro. But like that month.
I ain't even get the hand sanitizer. I went for the straight alcohol, the bleach. You know what I'm saying?
So we were talking about fucking
The reptilians
coming up. They can't take over. They had to subtly take over.
Yeah, so imagine
the theory of that.
Put yourself in their shoes. We humans went underground. The nuclear war happened. You know what I'm saying? Russia said, fuck it. United States said, fuck y'all then. Boom, hit our buttons. North Korea said, we want to get in on this action. Fuck it. Hit they button, bro. So we all go underground. We come back up, and we see dinosaurs. The reptilians became big and shit. You know, the surviving species that lived up there, the crocodiles and all, they just became huge. The environment was good for their come up. You know, It's like, damn, all right, let's go back underground for a little bit. Just a little, you know. So I think the reptilians did that. We was talking about the shape-shifting and shit. You look at certain reptilian species, they can camouflage. They can touch something.
Yeah.
And change their dermis.
Octopus sometimes. I think the octopus do that shit crazy.
Octopus can do that. Chameleons. So when you think about an advanced reptilian species, imagine what advanced camouflage would look like.
Shapeshifting. Yeah.
So for me, it makes sense for the leadership. They've been trying to control the human population. They can't. We fuck
just
like
lead us to our doom, I guess. Maybe.
Nah, we're the workforce.
We're the slaves.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We the workforce. But with this new cybernetic technology, the AI tech, it's a whole different playing field. That's a whole different game that motherfuckers is getting involved in.
Yeah.
You know, the AIs is gonna pop up. If you seen some of the AIs out there, they already talking about they think humans got to go and it need to be more.
I seen some. It was like some programmers had made an AI. It was 2 AIs talking to each other.
Sophia and Hans.
And they couldn't understand it anymore, so they had to shut it down or some shit. They didn't know what they were saying anymore.
No, they got and if you look at these programmers, bro, the dude, you seen Scary Movie?
Yeah, like the original one.
Yeah. No, you know which one? The one where they went to the dude with his it's my strong hand. That dude.
Yeah, like in the house and shit.
Yeah. The dude that was in the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
The programmer looked like him. The dude that makes these AIs, and the way that they talking is like, yo, Sophia weird as a bitch. And then Hans, he had said some shit like, yo, there need to be more robot citizens. And like he was joking about like
Yo, what the
you gonna have to watch it, bro. It's this whole seminar on this shit, bro. Shit is like, so I tell people like anything that can happen right now is possible. The government is coming out with the UFO exposure.
Yeah, I think this generation is definitely gonna be exposed to some new shit that nobody ever was before, and it's like then it's gonna be like just basically our job to handle that shit in a way that's like
I'm trying to get off this motherfucker. You know? I'm over this bitch. I ain't gonna cap.
You want to leave the planet?
I'm trying to slide, yeah.
You know,
yeah, space.
You heard about the space hotels coming?
I'm trying to start a space parking sparks. We trying to get the parking sparks in space cracking.
But who you gonna sell to? Astronauts?
We're gonna sell.
What do you mean? Or just the bud just drop down from space to your location?
Nah, like all right. So Virgin Galactic, they got the little space travel junk. So if we can get like a little concierge service with them,
yeah, just to introduce that.
But like deep
bit,
space, like if you you traveling to Mars, it's like you gotta start thinking about this stuff now. The companies and stuff that we're talking about, this is gonna be shit like that. My son is gonna be able to build on in his generation, on his come up, and his kids and shit.
These are companies that just take a lot more work to start up, so you got to start them like 100 years early,
yeah, type shit. But right now, we got people that's already visiting space. So imagine if we got a low orbit, like you said, the space hotel. Imagine if we got a low orbit dispensary type shit.
Oh, yeah.
So you on your space, you on your space flight.
Low orbit dispensary.
You know what I'm saying? You
That's
connect to your
funny.
shit. You know what I'm saying? And you go up into the dispensary and you get your bud. And
Just introduce that, bro. So he also is part of something called Parking Spark.
Parking Sparks.
Parking Sparks. So it's basically like they team up in different states where weed is legal right now. They team up basically and they'll get you. It's like a delivery service. And one thing you told me was cool, which I haven't seen any other really business in any industry do, is walk deliveries.
Yeah, we do walkers, boarders.
Yeah, how did Parking Spark start?
Bladers. Yo, shout out to my homie Justin Barnhill. So it's 2010. We in Cali, we in Huntington Beach. Crazy story how I ended up in Huntington Beach from Petersburg, Virginia to Inglewood, California to Huntington Beach. I met this model dude, male model, on HB at Spanky Hayes' crib. Spanky Hayes, he one of the co-founders of Wildin' Out, one of the original actors on that joint.
Yeah.
We chilling. Nigga Justin pop up. He like, hey, yo, bro, I got these auditions for the next couple weeks. I can crash with you. Talking to me. I let him crash. He from North Carolina. And we just started vibing on some VA North Carolina type shit. My boy Albert, he was a manager at Newport Mesa Pacing Association. That's the first dispensary I had worked at. He was fronting us he was throwing us some extra bud. And they had like shit called popcorn shake. So the popcorn shake, it's popcorn shake, but in the popcorn shake, you get some big nugs and shit. It's just like the shake.
What do you mean popcorn shake?
The shake from all the weed, they will put just in one big ass. They just keep putting it on top of each other.
Oh, I got you.
So we was getting them joints for 50 a zip. Albert was supposed to be doing it for like 150 a zip. He was, Albert believed in it. Like, this is where we start coming up with all these concepts about around all the spirituality and like saving the world and all this shit. So he believed in the shit. So he was trying to help the cause. So money was low. Niggas needed some bread. And we cooked up a hella pre-rolls, bro. We took like 3 zips and just made pre-rolls.
Yeah. And threw a Parking Spark sticker up there?
Justin was like, hey, yo, we're going to call this joint Parking Sparks. And I was like, hell yeah. And we just started trapping Huntington Beach, Laguna Beach, Newport Beach. We got to go find some of the old footage. And we just trapping all the rich white kids. We pulling up niggas. You seen OC, the show OC? Mm-hmm. For all y'all that seen the show OC, this is real life OC shit. Like, this is Orange County, California. Like, we pulling up to the gates, going into these mansions, selling pre-rolls. And the Parking Sparks concept transferred over to the dispensary that I was working at, that Albert was managing. So we started delivering some of their weed. And that's where the concept of, like, even before Postmates was even conceived of. It was kind of running that operation. We got clients that order weed, or if the dispensary got an order that come through, we get a driver to go, boom, pick it up, drop it off. I was the driver at the time. So 2012, the feds came out to California and they did a statewide shutdown. Hella dispensaries got shut down. We had 3 at the time. So Parking Sparks shut down inevitably until 2016. We came back. Shit was going good till 2018. Motherfucking California, they passed Prop 64. That's the legalization of the recreational cannabis. But upon doing that, the taxes went through the roof. It's a 35% sales tax on dispensary weed. Imagine you pull up.
What's the sales tax on alcohol and tobacco?
8% in Virginia.
So you think it'd be fair for that to be matched?
I think it needs to be a regular sales tax. I'm saying, like, just on the street level, imagine pulling up to your plug.
Taxing you 35%.
He like, bro.
That's why, like, my boy told me, like, And usually in places where it's legalized, the black market flourishes even more because that's a way to get around.
California just put up
tax and
$100
stuff.
million to figure out the problem with Prop 64. And we was, this push, we was compliant. We was 100% compliant. It was tons of 100% compliant dispensaries and delivery services. When they passed Prop 64, not only did they tax this shit, they taxed the sales tax went up 35%. They taxed every ounce that you grew as a grower. They taxed every ounce of shake that you cultivated as a grower. They taxed just like everything you did on the farm, bro. Like everything became taxed. They was just trying to get their hands in every fucking thing. Cause like you'll take some shake and you'll make some extract and you'll make $100,000 off some shake.
It's like
some trim and shit.
I think the government really needs to shift their thinking on that to like long term. You don't got to make a whole lot of money on every single thing, but just think about this thing. You know, it's 100 years.
What I tell them is that this is not their industry. This is not corn. This is not avocados. The cannabis industry has thrived in the black market for the last 100 years since 1937. We ain't been 100 years yet, but it's a multi-trillion-dollar black market commodity. And we can't even track the sales because it's black market. It's probably making more than a couple trillion, for real. When you calculate the global sales of cannabis on the daily. And they try to come in here and they try to overregulate and they think people are going to fold and conform and we're not.
Yeah. It's like also why be greedy? You know what I'm saying?
They're going to make their money. That's what I tell them. Like, yo, you tax it at 10%, you're still going to make billions of dollars off of this. So why are you trying to come in here and overtax everything and make it complicated for people to get involved? And if you know, this is one thing I told with the Virginia government, I'm heavily active in this campaign. Shout out to motherfucking Northam. We got the 2021 push. We've been fighting for this since McCullough was in office.
Are people fucking with Northam again? They won't.
Northam can't run. He can't run again.
A few years ago, you remember when he had like the whole
the little racist shit.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, it's Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I like to be real with the shit.
Yeah. And I seen he just met with Meek Mill like last week or something.
Yeah. But like if you coming up in Virginia, racism is evident out here. It's just embedded. It's the first slavery state. You know what I'm saying? You can't get away from it.
The first colony was right down the street.
Right up the street.
What's it called? Jamestown. Yeah, Jamestown.
Yeah, Jamestown right up the street. They take us on field trips.
Yeah, they really took us on field trips to slave plant. Like
they took us to the slave jobs on a field trip.
Why are y'all bringing us here?
You know what I'm saying? So I try to tell, like when I'm in California, I'm telling people these stories they can't really comprehend. Like black people went to the West Coast to get away from Virginia, to get away from Pennsylvania, and you know what I'm saying? All the motherfucking southern states, Mississippi and Alabama and shit. Like, so I think with Northam, I'm not holding that shit against him as long as he continues to do good on what he said he's gonna do. And so far he's done that.
You talking about with the legalization?
Yeah, so one of the things, like I said, I'm personally involved with the situation. And when I came back, I usually come back from California. They have something going on at the end of the year. It's the General Assembly and shit. I participate in the General Assembly. In this General Assembly, they were talking about passing in 2023 first. And then they pushed it back to 2024. I was the second person to address the General Assembly. And
what you say up there, bro?
I'm gonna send you the text messages and I'm gonna send you the videos and all of that shit. But I just pretty much told them that I was against the bill for the simple fact that y'all pushing it back to 2024. Y'all raising the tax to 28%. I said Virginia's the power political state. Well, I tell people what happens in Virginia happens nationwide. All the politicians have to come here. Trump has a house here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Virginia. All the politics happen here. So for me, Virginia needed to pass the legislation that would set the standard for national legislation. Because now that we're talking about legalizing federally, they're going to be looking at Virginia, California, Colorado, some of the power states. So for me, I had told them like, yo, it just seems like y'all trying to push this back to 2024 for campaign purposes, and that's wrong. Y'all gonna be locking people up for the next 4 years because y'all want to be politicians that say, oh, I'm pro-cannabis, woo, woo, woo. That's when the next election is and shit.
Get that vote.
Yeah, and it's like, nah, y'all got to pass this shit now, bro. New York just passed, and they're allowing people to have 5 pounds at the crib.
No, I was surprised when New York did it before us. I was
Bro.
like, what? Yeah.
New York laws is better than California laws. They allow 12 plants. It's the same grow plants. The six immature, 6 mature.
Wow.
And then you can have 5 pounds at the crib in New York.
It's crazy because the gun laws just changed in Virginia too. Like you used to be able to like if I had a gun that I legally had and I wanted to give it to you or sell to you, I could just do that. But now you got to go get a whole permit and you have to like make a record of that sale and all that.
Texas gun laws just changed too.
I seen that. What did they say? You don't need shit.
You don't need if you in Texas, you don't need shit. And I look at shit like you gotta look at. I'm in marketing, so I look.
But you know, they say a well-armed society is a polite society. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta look at
polite.
You see what Texas just went through with that little cold storm and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
that whole
like they lost
shit
power
just
and all
shut
that.
down.
Yeah.
We look at what the state of the world is. You give the people the right to bang bang, and you shut the world down. Like people think shit cool. People think shit.
You're not giving them the right to bang bang. You're giving them the right to defend themselves.
Yeah, and if the world get crazy again, they got the legal right to defend themselves. Everybody gonna be shooting each other, bro. You see how niggas acted for the gas just over the
Yeah, they OD'd on that shit.
Bruh, you see how niggas acted over toilet paper.
OD'd on that too.
Imagine when it's water.
Yeah.
Imagine when it's food. And then you telling people that they don't need no license. You talking about crazy people. People that don't have no problem up in their junk.
You know, when survival kicks in, it's like, you know, hopefully it doesn't get to that.
Texas the wild, wild west too.
That's why at the end of the day too, bro, it's like we talk all this shit about politics and the system and all that. But it's like, let's be real, like it's necessary. We need a government. Like we really need
a healthy government.
So there's still a lot of fucked up shit that's happening, let's say in America. But at the end of the day, this shit's running pretty smooth. Like it's decently smooth. Like it could be a lot better, but it's pretty smooth. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Most of the country on EBT. You know what I'm saying? Most people send their first $20,000 off this PPP. You know what I'm saying? When you think about the American dream, you can't accomplish that with a regular job no more. You gotta do something illegal. There's no way around it. If you want thousands of dollars,
what does the American dream mean to you?
Building your empire. You know, when you think about the people that came over here and what they did, they literally built an empire. You know what I'm saying? They fought for their freedom against the biggest empire at the time. They was sick of the bullshit. When you look at the conditions of England at the time, when you look at the conditions in England at the time, when you look at the poverty, the disease, the death, the famine, and just the overall government treatment toward the people, once Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, all them boys got away from the king, they said, bro, we ain't dealing with that shit no more. You can pull up if you want to, but we gonna fight to the death for our shit, so what's up? That's how they carried it. And I feel like it's been past that point, but the pot is like really boiling over at this point. Not only with the racial shit for the black people with police corruption, police injustice, the social injustice system against us, it's filtered over to everybody. And that's why with the protests, you're seeing a lot of white people out there with Black Lives Matter. With the Asian hate groups going on and shit right now, the anti-Asian hate groups, people is tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the Constitution, when you look at the words that they told King George, the foundations of this country, the people have the right to reform this government by force if it becomes detrimental to us. And I want to avoid that. There's ways to avoid that.
Key word you said in that is by force. We don't fight for shit no more, bro. I think a lot of us forgot like that everything we got into here, people get their lives for that shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like warriors, like, you know what I'm saying?
But when you force survival, bro, they just raided the Capitol.
That was a little weak raid though, if you ask me.
But that
it was like a weak raid.
It was a weak raid, but it was the fact that it happened.
Yeah. I'm not really I didn't really do too much research on that, so I don't really know like
that influenced and inspired tons of people, regardless of how weak it was. These motherfuckers was scaling the wall. Bruh, this shit didn't even happen in the Civil War. They didn't fly the Confederate flag in the Capitol.
What happened? Was it the Civil War where the British burnt down the White House?
Nah, that was the American Revolutionary War.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, like it's just a lot of weird shit happening in America that's just like people, that's what I'm saying, it's filtered over.
Yeah.
It was the white people that raided the Capitol. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like times are changing quicker now. Like before, like it might take like 20 years for the world to change.
Yeah.
Now the world changed in like 2 years.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Every couple years it's something different.
Yeah, but just even on just Park and Sparks, I just wanted to say like one more thing. Like, I think y'all in a good position to really like to really be like, because there really isn't like, okay, let's imagine weed is legalized everywhere. There isn't really from what I see a company that's in place to be like a trusted nationwide name for weed. You know what I mean? So I think that's
it's a couple good people out in the game. I just come from it's a lot of people that's coming into the industry that's just playing it 100% by the book. I think part of playing the cannabis industry by the book is going against the grain. When you look at the alcohol industry, Henry Ford, they had to raid his factories because he was still putting ethanol in his cars and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're breaking the we're exercising our right to say no. As the people, we don't agree with this prohibition. You can't put this on us, so we're gonna continue to grow our weed. Don't tread on me. That's the motto. A lot
of times to do something new and great, you have to break the current rules.
Yep. Yeah. That's what it is. But I've been lucky enough to be able to play within the structure. There's a lot of loopholes in this shit, and as long as you're not breaking Fed law and you're operating within state law, you pretty good.
Yeah.
So for me right now, our goal is to break down national law, and like it's who's the fucking speaker of the house right now? Fucking couple politicians introduced some legislation for national law recently. So, but the shit shows that we've seen with state law. I think we're gonna see with national law starting off. They're gonna try to overtax the people. Virginia did great with the hemp law. It was a $50 license fee to grow hemp when we first got the shit legalized. Like right now, we're trying to, I think like a $500 license fee. We're trying to get some cannabis education before you get your license. But like keep the prices cool for people to operate. Like it's enough money in this shit for everybody. Yeah. So I tell people cannabis is just one of those things. Now, that's why people like Park and Sparks. You said a trusted national company. We like the weed man. We like the national weed man for real. Weed man and weed woman. It's that relationship you have with your connect.
Yeah.
Like that you don't really have with other, nobody else. It's like your barber type shit.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we want, like with the walkers and shit, we want to demonstrate how cannabis can create job opportunities for, a range of people. If you live in an apartment complex, it's 1,500, 2,000 people that live in that apartment complex. Out of that apartment complex, it's probably going to be at least 500 adults. If you're in a medical state that allows 18 plus,
probably need at least 25 plugs in that joint.
Yeah, you're gonna sell. You have consistency within your own. You ain't got to go nowhere.
Yeah, I feel like it's a service too, bro. Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's a fire spot to leave it at, man. We about like an hour and a half in right now.
Yeah,
like man. I feel like this is definitely like a legendary episode. We're at like a pivotal point in history with just cannabis right now. Yeah. You're like the perfect person to have on for that, man. I see you going I see all these projects that you're involved in, like really going to the next level in the future.
I gotta get the bag real quick, bro.
Yeah.
It's the $1 billion game now. You know what I'm saying? You look at people like Jeff Bezos.
Oh, my bad. Just on Jeff Bezos, before we get off, bro, I seen two articles today about Jeff Bezos. One was there's literally I think thousands of people that signed a petition they want Jeff Bezos to buy the original Mona Lisa and eat it. and crumble it up and eat it. And then there's another petition that, because he's about to go to space in that in his spaceship that his company made. Yeah. So there's another petition that says to right when he gets into orbit to ban him from coming back or some shit like. Yo,
that's crazy.
That is crazy, dude.
Now, one thing I seen them say, I think this would be a good place to end off. Yeah. They said that Jeff Bezos could have solved homelessness with the amount of money he has right now, but he decided to go to space instead. If you look at the Park and Sparks, the Hemp Hope Group, the project that started all of this was Hemp Homes for Homeless. Our goal is to solve homelessness and poverty, utilize our wealth to create a system for humanity where you don't have to pay for the basic necessities of life. Energy, shelter, food, water, all of that shit should just be because you're here.
So you think it should be a universal basic income?
Not even necessarily universal basic income. When you look at neighborhoods, there's no reason why every house can't have solar panels outfitted. It should be mandatory that construction companies have to utilize solar tech when they're building these communities. You can put solar fields in communities that generate electricity for the whole community, plus more electricity in the community needs that can be distributed amongst the grid. Projects like solar roads, it's a dope ass project to make all the roads out of these solar panel roads and shit, and they just generate energy.
Yeah, See, I'm thinking of a basic income because I'm thinking of the current system, like where you need money to do this shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get away. It's a new system where we get off of money, where we don't need currency for like our basic necessities. It's cool to have a trade system for products and services and things that people are creating, but as a human species, people like Jeff Bezos, people like Elon Musk, there's other billionaires, just known billionaires, and there's tons of other people that could easily create. These aren't expensive systems to create once you're a billionaire. $5 million, $10 million to outfit a city with solar roads. You know what I'm saying? You start creating these shits now.
Like, bro, I'm only gonna have 95 million then. I can have 105 million.
But I think for me, as I'm on this, I'm being an entrepreneur, being a startup kid. I think the goal for entrepreneurs and these billionaires should not be money anymore. The goal should start being how much good can you do for the world. What can you create?
That was always my goal. I thought that was people's goals too, but obviously it's not.
What can you create that's going to be able to leave a better footprint on this planet?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, if Bezos end up seeing this, bro, do something. You got the bread for it. Go to space, nigga, enjoy your money and shit, but, come back and fix some problems. So that's like one of the things I think.
I'm going to sign the petition saying Jeff Bezos gets banned right when he gets to orbit.
Nah, you can't. Nah, fuck with Bezos. Yo, Bezos one of the dopest.
I'm team Elon. If it's Elon versus Bezos.
Elon and I guess Elon and Bezos. Bezos one of the dopest entrepreneurs. If you know
seen
his
they were
story.
beefing, right, over the deal because Bezos' company lost the NASA deal to SpaceX. And then Bezos was like talking shit about it. He wanted them to rethink about it. Like, what's it called? What's the word? To reanalyze it. They wanted to reanalyze the deal and not give it to SpaceX type shit. And then he was like, we should do it like this. And then Elon was like, at what cost though? Apparently,
some real shit. Fuck NASA.
Bezos shit costs way more.
It's too much bullshit with NASA. Private space exploration. We can start talking about that now. We need laws that is Mando private. You can't. It's space. They gonna try to control that shit. Nope.
You can't control space.
You can't control space. So yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You can't control space, man. I like that. We should leave it off right there,
right
man.
there. You can't control
Thank you guys for tuning in, man. I feel like this was a legendary episode, man. I feel like this is a legendary time in history period. Like, it's just a renaissance. Like, it's so much like just creativity just really in the world right now,
That's
man.
What we call the company YD Entertainment, the Renaissance Company.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. I appreciate
Thanks
you
for having me on, bro.
Appreciate you for coming on, man. This is even just that, bro came in with this in the bag. I was like, "What's?"
We're gonna have some more of this. We're gonna harvest in a couple weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Check out, bro. All his links will be in the description. If you're in a state right now where weed is legal, you can definitely go on Park and Sparks, and that's a trusted delivery service. Yeah, man.
About to be in Michigan in a couple weeks, but yeah, it's about to be cracking.
For
I
sure,
got
man.
performance for you too, though. Yeah.
For me to go perform?
I'm about to rock the mic.
Oh, okay. Oh, here?
Yeah.
That's happening? See, I wasn't even aware. That'll be in a separate video or?
A separate video. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking
Hell
the mic.
yeah. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. This has been the Offworld Podcast. Yeah, man. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, though.
Peace.
Peace and love.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you, bro.